Hello guys, Happy New Year. We're back after Christmas with another piece of kit that we'd like to review here at Bergtile Gear Review. This time it's the UCO Candle lantern. I'm sure everyone's seen them in the outdoor shops. Bit of a curiosity, they're very heavy for what they are. However, a lot of people get drawn to them purely because they like having a candle. It does throw quite a nice light. You can see I've used it there. One of the hazards of knocking it over. It's quite safe if you knock it over. This top plate here gets quite hot. You might be able to just see some discoloration as the camera catches up with me. So if it's inside a tent, you've got to be careful with the top there, but otherwise it's perfectly safe to have near any sort of PU nylon or silicone elastomer. It'll hang quite a way off from any sort of gear hooks or gear lofts that you might have in your tent. Like I say, for me it's a bit of a luxury. When you're fiddling around, the last thing you really want is the LED sort of blue tinge hurting your eyes last thing before you get off to sleep. If you get snowed in or sort of more severe conditions or a really rainy, wet night and you've had to retire to bed early, so to speak, for a bit of shelter, then it really does throw enough light to you can read by it just about, but it's good sort of rummaging around if you're up chatting with friends, etc. It's absolutely perfect. It has a nice warm feeling to it as well. Just to quickly go into it, the candles, you buy them in packs of 3, and when it comes out, when you buy it, it comes with one, which is this one. You can see the wax drips down. Now, the candle's designed to burn completely with no wax residue left over, which is fine, and it does do that. However, when you knock it over and it all spills out of the top here, it's not going to burn if it's stuck to the outside or the glass. So inside it's a screw on, there's a spring in there, it works a bit like a magazine in a gun, I suppose, and it just feeds it up. Now the candle, when it's at its full length, is obviously up here, so these candles last about 8-9 hours, so it's pretty good really. I suppose with a gas lantern you never really know how much you've got left, whereas with this I can obviously see maybe 4.5 hours left there, which is more than enough for a night. You can see in there the plate just goes straight in the back, and then that'll twist back in and lock. Right, so that's how you can see the glass telescopically slides in there, so if you want to clean it out, sometimes it's easier to get access to it if you want to remove the glass by pulling it out the bottom. Just soak it in boiling water, fill a tub up, and you can see this is going everywhere now. So let me just get that out of the way. So you'd put it in boiling water, maybe just give it a bit of a scrub with a brush. It's just standard wax, so it's not going to do you any harm if you get it on your pots and pans brush. So that'll slide in there. As that wax builds up, sometimes it can make things a bit harder for the to pull this out. When you light it, and you can see there it's already caught. So lighting is quite simple. You just bring a candle straight into there. As you can see here with my UCO Junior lighter here, one of the bonuses is you can bring it out and you can use it to light itself. I'll just get that in there for you, like that. That slides back in your lighter there, and then this would come up. Now you can see there's a slight bend to these staves that come up the side here, and that really does hold the glass in place. As you can see, I'll just turn the lights off in here. It does throw out quite a bit of light for what it does. But what I want to talk about is something I generated purely to have a bit of directional light on it. Now you can buy the reflectors on this for quite a bit of money actually, and there's a parabolic reflector that sticks on the side, or there's a top-down cover to throw light down, which is good, but they're quite heavy. I've seen them, and they are, like I say, they're quite heavy and they're fiddly to put together. Let me just blow this out. It's getting a bit warm now. So as you can see, nice and easy to blow out. They are pretty windproof, in fact. On that note, so you can keep that out in the wind, it might flicker a little, but it's never really going to let you down too much. Right, so on to what I want to talk about, which is, and it looks absolutely useless, like it's cobbled together, but at Bergtile Gear Review we like to keep things simple and effective and light. So what I've got is a reflector, a homemade reflector, and it's used for making a Coke bottle and a piece of inner tube. It's that simple. I'm sure you're already guessing how this works. This is just cut from a piece of a Coke bottle from the side, so a 2 litre Coke bottle, with some silver tape on the inside. Now, this silver tape you can get in sort of car shops, that sort of thing. I use them for the alcohol stoves to seal the bottom up. You can use glue, but I find the alcohol stoves tend to sort of get battered before it's worth using, so just a couple of inches of this will seal the bottom up and just give you that little bit more pressure. But what I wanted to do is I wanted sort of a fairly directional, I suppose, cover reflector for the lantern, and this was what I came up with. I'll show you very quickly how to put it on and what it looks like. It's not so much, it doesn't really throw any more light back out. It does a little bit, I suppose, but it stops you throwing light backwards to, either if you just want a shaded area, or people don't want the light in their face if someone's trying to sleep in a tent. It's fantastic. It weighs nothing, absolutely nothing. So to fit it, obviously, to get the benefits of this, it is obviously advisable to have clean glass. You can see here, I knocked it over on my last trip and I haven't cleaned it yet, so I've been a bit careless there. So what you do is essentially just put it onto the side like that. You can already see how this is working. Put it on the side like that, and then the band would just drop off on the back there. There's more and more uses I'm finding for inner tube. It makes a really good holder for any. If you've got any, all those people that have tactical torches, fenixes, and small surefires, it makes a really good backup mount. I might do another video on that at some point. So what you can see here then is if I just shunt that up, just try and get the camera to focus for us. It just chucks a bit of light out. Allows the light to come out the front, but adds a bit of a shield at the back. It doesn't get hot because of the way it's set up with this lip here. There is a very, very, very tiny air channel down the back there, so there's minimal heat. And at the end of the day, if it starts to get hot, you'll notice fairly quickly, and you can just whip it off. But I've used this several times in a tent, outside, just taking your boots off, etc. One thing about the UCO is it really does just take the edge off the chill in a tent and gets rid of a little bit of condensation, particularly in the evening. If you're going into your tent, it's been raining outside, dump all your wet kit in the porch and get this alight, and it will just warm the tent up, takes the chill out, makes it that little bit more pleasurable. I've heard of people boiling water on the top. If anyone's done that, please let me know, because I'd be interested to see just how long that takes. I know it gets hot, but I don't know if it'd do that. Post a video if you want to do that. That'd be absolutely brilliant. I'd love to see that. So all those people out there. Let's light this and see how it looks. So bring the side down. These lighters, I'm very tempted to do a review on these. I know a few other people, Cutlery Lover in particular, has done a review on these, and I don't really see much point. I mean, if you want me to, I can, but. So we just light it as we did before, straight back in. Really much better than, in my opinion, better than a Zippo. The fuel reservoir lasts for so long, it doesn't evaporate. I've refueled this about 2-3 weeks ago, and as you can see, slightly smaller flame, but it's still going strong. I generally use petrol stoves if I'm not using an alcohol stove, so obviously I can just refuel that straight out of my MSR bottle, and that works a treat. Right, so back to the main event. One downside with this is it is a bit fiddly to get the glass back up, but I'm sure all your strong individuals out there won't struggle. So it is just a case of starting the sides back up there, And there you go. So what I'll do now is, as you can see from behind, there's absolutely minimal, and this is really sort of cut, bodged together. You can spend all night cutting it with scalpels and get it precision. But like I say, at Burger Guitar Gear Review, we just want lightweight, easy to use kit that does the job. And if it's perishable, it's perishable. You know, like some people have posted with my alcohol stove stand video, that the spacer spring will probably deteriorate with time. It hasn't yet, and I've used it quite a bit, probably 6 months now. If it does, I'll just make another one. It won't take long. Right, let's get the lights off and see what this looks like. So as you can see, the amount of throw now doesn't really do it justice, but you can see there's quite considerable more out the front than there is out the back. If I, what's my phone going? Out the front there. You can obviously put whatever angle you want. So if you really want a narrow sort of storm lantern effect on this, you could bring it right down. It's not going to reflect too much. You're still going to get light out of the top. Don't cover the top. Bad idea. But you can see the sort of light pollution, I suppose, is the best way of dealing with it from the back there is minimal. I really like it for weighing nothing, costing nothing. It's pretty good. If you want to get rubber tubing, just go to your Halfords or your bike shop and just ask behind the counter if they've got any flat or punctured inner tubes. I've usually got a couple kicking around, and one inner tube for all these sort of bits and pieces will last an eternity. Once again, let me know what you think. If you want reviews of the lighter, etc., I can talk about those if you like. But I'd like to see if someone actually wants to try and boil some water on the top. I'd really like to see that. But from a product review point of view, heavy, gives you light, bit of a creature comfort, I suppose. If you've got a bit of extra space in the bag, or more so weight, then it's a good investment. They last forever. There's a few videos out there on how you can stack up tea lights if you want to economise rather than buying the proprietary candles that come with it. It does work, that system. It is very, very, very fiddly though, with cold hands, practically outdoors. I'd just stick with these ones for the time being. If you're going to burn a lot of them in your garden, for example, if you've got an area where you like to use them, then go mad with the tea lights. But separately, buy the tea light UCO lantern, but you'll probably end up carrying more of those little foil sachet lanterns than you need to for 8 hours. So let me know what you think, and hope you've had a good New Year up until now. So that's Burger Guitar Gear Review. Say goodnight.